What's up guys, welcome back to another Hypixel Skyblock video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a sword that I don't think has gotten enough publicity as it should. This sword is called the Endstone sword, and if you go to your collection, mining, and go to Endstone, it's all the way here in Endstone 9. Now to craft this item, you would need 2 stacks of enchanted endstone, which is about like roughly 250k worth of material, so it's pretty cheap nonetheless. Now in the recent update, this sword was buffed by quite a bit. At first, it was originally 50 damage and 50 strength. However, the damage went up by 70 and the strength went up by 30. So the damage is now 120 and the strength is now 80. Anyways, without further ado, let's take a look at the sword. We should first take a look at what this sword's base damage is. Now, if we just hit some Enderman, you can see it's only 9.7k on a crit and only like 2k when it's not a crit. Now that is bad, especially with full maxed out superior. That is terrible. Now what exactly is the stats of this? Well, let's take a look. If we're holding the sword and we go to our Skyblock menu, you can see that our crit chance is 87% and our crit damage is 343%, as well as a 365 strength. Now that is not terrible, but it could definitely be a lot better. So let's get into enchanting. Now I actually do have a book already set in place for this. It's right here, and this sword will be completely maxed in a matter of seconds. The downside of actually having this sword and this book is, well, it is 210 XP levels. Now I could just use one Titanic XP bottle and be at 200 levels, but to be honest, I have a crap ton of Grand XP bottles I need to get rid of, so let's just do it anyways. And we are at 210 levels. That took about 1.5 stacks of Grand XP bottles, and boom. Endstone sword maxed out already. Let's go back to the end. Now this is not the max enchants, but you know, it is a good estimate to see how much damage the thing can do for its price. So judging by the enchant, I am doing about 17k per hit now, which is not bad. So I mean, there we go, we're getting 17k a hit. And that is actually enough to actually one-tap Zealot. So if we go all the way down into the bottom, one hitting Zealot should be no problem. But you know what? We're not done there. We actually have 10 enchanted baked potatoes that we're going to put on this sword as well. Okay, well, you know, that was actually really fast. We already maxed out this sword. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's go test out this bad boy. It is fully maxed out, hot potato booked with reforged. 22k. I mean, that's actually not bad. For a sword that's only worth like 200, 300k, this is definitely not bad. I guess you do have to keep into consideration that you actually have to get the collection or get someone to actually craft the sword for you. But other than that, it's actually a pretty easy sword to get. It's basically just like the end sword, but you know, it's not. How could I be so stupid? How in the hell did I manage to forget Ender Slayer on probably one of the most... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. It took me a whole day and a half to realize that this sword was not fully enchanted. So, let's finish this recording. So as you guys saw, we only did about 22k, I believe, with the sword maxed out. Well, I guess not maxed out since it didn't have Ender Slayer, but now that this has Ender Slayer, we're doing 24k. That's, you know, that's not bad. 24k, full superior armor. That, I will take that. I will 100% take that. And that is not including a right click, which if I right click, I'll probably deal about 28k. Yes, sir. That is more like it. And while we're at it, since we're comparing 23k with a fully maxed out aspect of the end, and this does have Ender Slayer 5, so there we go. We are actually dealing more damage with the Endstone sword than the actual aspect of the end, which is pretty good. So honestly, it is completely up to you guys whether or not you want to invest in this sword. Now I just showed that the sword is a little bit better than the aspect of the end, but the aspect of the end does offer some more qualities, such as the teleporting. Special thing that this sword offers is the fact that you get an extra like 2,000 to 4,000 extra damage, and that is not really the best, especially since it's just one hit. So I'm gonna leave it up to you guys whether or not you want to invest in this sword or not, but you know, but I did decide to take one for the team and see if it was worth it or not. Also, I do have this weird tubus, so I could deal a little bit extra damage if I really wanted to. So 26k, yeah, so I'm doing about 26k with this ability, and this is not including pots, so you could also deal even more damage with pots. For what it's worth, I do think the sword is actually worth it. Now, you don't get a teleport around, but it is a little bit easier to get than other swords, such as a leaping sword or just I guess the aspect of the end in general too, you don't really need them. The only thing that might be a little problem is the fact that you're gonna need to get 50k collection for endstone in order to craft this sword, but again, you could always just get someone to make it for you. I'm gonna be honest with you though, I do think this is one of the best options, I guess the best alternative to farming zealots too. This sword is very cheap, you don't need a 50 mil Midas, you don't need a leaping sword, and this one just really requires endstone, and endstone is super easy to get. Let me know what you guys think about this sword in the comments below, whether or not you think you're gonna make it yourself, or if you're gonna completely just skip past it because it's not worth it whatsoever. But honestly, I thought it was a cool idea to check out this sword because it did just get buffed quite a bit, and I wanted to see whether or not it was gonna be a good sword for just beginning players. But other than that, that is all I have for you today. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let's go for 1,500 likes. I don't know if we can do it, but if you guys prove me wrong, then I guess you guys are amazing. I do want to thank you guys though for the support from the last video. It did pretty good, so again, thank you guys so much for that. I do appreciate it. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Other than that, hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace out, everyone.